This is rather late to the party, but I'm trying to fix a Brother 710 push button machine, and I've taken all its cover off. And what's happening is that this button, I can't see what I'm doing, this button here is jamming. You see this one here? And if you get a little tug, it comes up. And actually one of the other ones as well was jamming a bit, that one there. I can't remember if two was a bit. I mean, at the moment they're resting on the floor, so they're probably not doing, on the table, so we're not doing brilliantly, but they are jamming down. The middle ones come up perfectly. Whoops, when you press the, they do. But this one here is causing me problems. And I've looked at a video, but it's not of this machine, it's of the 588, I think, or maybe even the 585. And consequently, it's not the same. It's got a plate that covers these bars here. I only thought that bar might be bent, but I don't think it is, and I can't take this out. I'm not even going to try at the moment. No, there's no way I'm going to take it out, actually, because it is something in here, I think, that's causing the problems. It could be. Now, inside here, there are these, you see these metal, these are the plates that actually select the needles. And the buttons, when you press a button, if you watch what I'm going to press number 8, you see how they slide. So that's now selecting every 8th needle. And then when I press the orange button to clear it, it should pop back, and it isn't going all the way back. It should go back to its fellow. It should go back that bit extra. But because that, and I'm not sure if it's because the button's jamming, then it's gone, or it's because the slider plates are jamming. I'm not sure which is causing the problem. I think it's the button, because the slider plate seems to go quite happily when you pull the button up manually. And I don't want to start taking these plates to pieces. So I'm just going to have another look, but I'd show you how the mechanism works. There you can see what happens. This is the button that's jamming. When you press it down, that bar, that pin moves to the, well, it would be to the right from the front of the machine, but to the left at the back. And then you press the orange one, which I can't find with my hands though. It should come all the way back, but it doesn't unless you push it. So something's jamming inside here. Now, as you can see, it's got these, this is the bar that I think might be jamming inside, but I'm not taking all this apart, I can tell you, because I know those plates inside are really difficult. So I'm going to have another go at cleaning it out. But basically this machine's hardly being used. It's got very rusty needles, which I can also talk about because I've put some back in again here. As you can see, and they are rusty. You can see the rust, the oil just gone over. Oops. The rust on them here. Now, I don't want to buy 200 new needles. They're all a bit like that. It's obviously something, I think something's been spilt onto this bit of the machine when it was in storage. There's no needle sponge bar in here, so they will come out now. But you can see a rust there. Now, I've soaked these in citric acid, a 10% solution of citric acid for about an hour. And I've taken them out and I've put them in surgical spirit. There's some of them, they're waiting to be in surgical spirit and oil. And then they're going to be, and then I've rubbed them with steel wool to get some off. And I've actually, it knits fine now, actually, although they look disgusting. They're quite smooth. They could probably do with being smoother, some of them. But because it's not the hook that's got rusted or the latch, they seem to knit okay for the moment. So I'm going to put them back in again when I've cleaned them all up. Now I've got the push buttons working. They do work. It's just I don't want that jamming one. And if I can't get the jam to solve, I should just use it and hope it works loose. But yeah, but that's how what I've done with the needles so far. And when I put it back together, I'll try and video that as well. Right, now I've worked out what the problem was. It was that these little sliding plates were gummed up. So I didn't take them out. What I used was this LPS one that the answer lady and Jack recommend. And I used that, sprayed that liberally on them. And just kept working them. And now, oops, they work perfectly. The second one here suddenly stopped working, and what I discovered was that the spring underneath had come out. One of those springs had just popped off its little metal. This is upside down, isn't it? Popped off its little metal thing. So off its little peg. So I hooked it back on again, and now they all work perfectly. And I will just have to use it now to make sure it's all right. So I've got the machine set up now. I've put some knitting on it. Just thought I'd show you it actually works. I was just doing some fair art, but I'll just go back to plain knitting. So there, plain knitting, table wobbles a bit, sorry about that. It's rather a nasty colour, but there we are, a bit of old acrylic on there, working fine. Even with these rusty needles, which actually I'm hoping will be a benefit. I mean, I won't have to buy any more. So let's just try test tucking. Oh, it's just, I'm just going to wipe the grease off here. I suspect this machine, I told you I've recently bought it. I don't think it's been used very much at all, because if you look underneath here, the brushes have never really been used. You can see, because there's no hair in them. They're not splayed in any way. So I suspect it's very rarely been used, if at all, which is possibly why it was jammed up, to be honest. Right, okay, so that was just a little by the by. Yep, so let's do a tuck. So I'll make a selection. Let's do a honeycomb tuck. Pull my lever. Oh, I've put this on MC actually. That's I need that on N. The end lever, the NM lever goes on N. Press to tuck that. Now I'm going to forget to do this. I'm used to a punch card, but I keep trying to remember to pull my selection lever. Now I'm going to use the AB lever to reverse my selection and do 2 rows. And now put it to B and do 2 rows. And this will give me a honeycomb tuck. A 2 rows. B 2 rows. And what that's given me is a little classic honeycomb tuck. You could put 2 rows of plain in between if you wanted to, or you know, you could do what you like. But yeah, it's tucking fine. And if tuck works, then your needles are probably okay, because you know I was saying about I've got these rusty needles that I've cleaned up with that citric acid, 10% citric acid, and then a good rub with some surgical spirit and oil and a steel wool, and they look awful, but they seem to be working okay. And a tuck would prove that they weren't. And I think if it was the latches that had rusted, that would be a problem. You couldn't really clean them up, but because it's the shaft of the needle, and actually it's the shaft that was underneath here, so I wonder if something's been spilt on this machine, because that would explain why the sliding selection plates were jammed as well as something being spilled on it. But they're not rusted, the selection plates, so it might be something sticky, or it might have just been left out. I don't know, but anyway, it seems to be working for tuck. So let's just check part. I'm just going to knit a couple of plain rows. And I've got another colour down here somewhere, a blue, yeah, which I'm going to use just to do some part knitting with. So I'm going to press part, change my buttons because I can, very exciting stuff. And which one's going to come out? Yes, I want it on B because I want the needles to come out will knit, and the ones that stay in will slip. So I'm going to change my colour. And I'm going to put blue in. It's a classic little slip stitch this. Have it on part, the slip. 1, 2, let's do 4 rows. 3, 4. Gosh, it takes me back. That movement is I learnt to knit on a brother, well, Jones 588, or not learnt it, but I learnt at college on a 588, and that bump was exactly how I spent hours when I was a student. So it's just a great feeling to have it back again, actually. You know, I've got punch cards and electronics and goodness what, but actually I love that movement. So we're going to go plain for a couple of rows in the pink. And this will give us like a little brick pattern on the other side. Go back to part. And we're doing a bit more of part. I'm just playing with you, aren't I? Boring you probably, but hey. 1, 2, 3. And I'm just holding this yarn on the floor because I'm being lazy, not putting it in the top tension. It'll be my grief in a minute. I'll be on the floor and I should be annoyed. Back to plain. And I'll just do a few rows in plain. So there we've got the tuck stitch, which you can't really see on this side, and we've got the little part brick pattern on that side. MC was the other thing I want to check. Set the lever at the end, the NMC lever to MC. Set the carriage to MC. Knit 1 row plain. Then you press your part buttons and you put your second colour in. Actually, I'm on the wrong side for that, so I'm just going to break this and bring it over. And you've got these guides at the side which you put your colour in for the fair arm. Oh, pull my lever would be helpful, would it not? There we go. And it's doing fair on okay with these dodgy needles too. So I'm quite pleased with that. Whether over the years I could probably replace the really worst ones, but to start with, that's not bad, I don't think. To have got away with only having to replace some of those bad needles. It's probably a bit tight for this, to be honest. There we are, and it's doing fair on fine. And of course, this machine will do intarsia automatically, not automatically, but without an intarsia carriage. And it will do weaving. So they're pretty neat little machines. And so the 588 that I learnt on the blue ones, they were a bit less fun than this one because you had to attach a few more things, like you had to put the side bits on, I seem to remember. But yeah, so it's done a little fair arm. So we've got plain, MC, and fine. Knitting fine it is, and this is what we've got off it, even with those not brilliant needles. So I'm pleased with that. I think that's proved that citric acid job worked. There it is. We've got the little tuck stitch. Yeah. We've got the slip, the brick pattern, and we've got the fair arm. And I'm really pleased. My little push buttons work now, and I can go down memory lane with my 710. So thanks for watching. I hope it wasn't too boring, but if you want to take yours to pieces, I hope I'm putting mine back together again will help you take yours to pieces.